Hey everybody, and welcome to a surprising wild ride with Steve-O. I wasn't ready for how warm and friendly Chelsea Handler was going to be, because the experience I had with her on her show, I felt like she was tearing me to pieces. And you know what? There are more surprises in store. Maybe even a surprise guest. So, this is just enlightening, it's refreshing, and it's wonderful. So let's get into it. How's it going, Chelsea?
Hi, honey bunny. How are you?
Super good, super good. And we got everything recording. We're good. We'll dive right into it. We don't want to waste your time.
Okay, let's go, boys. Let's do it.
All right. This is how we do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea Handler. Yeah, dude. So good to see you.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I want you to meet my co-host, Scott Randolph.
Hi, Chelsea.
Hi, Scott Randolph.
Up at the front of the van, we've got the gorgeous Paul Brisky.
Hi, Chelsea. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hi, Paul.
See?
Are you guys doing this out of a van?
Yep, it's the Creepy Van Podcast.
Down by the
I
river.
love it. I love it. And you sell ice cream?
Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, we got all kinds of candy.
All the good stuff, right?
Yeah, so what an honor. Thank you for doing this. Congratulations on everything. I mean, shoot, we've both been at it for, now we can say decades, huh?
Oh my God, yeah, we're old. We're old. Well, we're middle-aged. We're
Yeah.
middle-aged. We're not quite old. And in LA, well, I don't think you're in LA. Are you in LA?
I am. I'm in Hollywood.
Oh, okay. Well, in LA, mid-40s is still young because of everything we can do to take care of ourselves. So I just try
Biohacking.
and focus on that.
Wow. I suppose, I'm on my second book now, and I'm under all this, like, stress because I have to deliver the manuscript on October 15th, and it's a lot of work, and I'm like, oh my God. But the book is sort of my guide to middle age. And as I've worked
Oh, really?
on it, yeah, as I've worked on it, I've arrived at the conclusion that while Father Time is undefeated, some people put up a much better fight than others.
I would say that's true. It's a dog. Well, to quote one of my best friends, it's a dog fight. Once you hit 40, everything starts to work against you. So you have to work extra hard to say, fuck off. I'm going to thrive. I mean, I have to say at 46, I feel like I am killing it in terms of keeping my shit together, looking good, being healthy. It took me a really long time to get there, but I'm here now. So like if somebody had told me when I was 25 I'd have the body I'd want when I was 45, I wouldn't have believed them, but I'll fucking take it.
Yeah. Well, hey, I concur. You look fantastic, as do I.
As do you. What's your dog's name, Steve?
This is Wendy, and I found her on the streets of Peru.
Oh, that's where I did ayahuasca, was Peru. Yeah, there were so many dogs there. It was terrible. I'm glad you got one.
Where in Peru were you?
We were at some lodge off of the tributary, like off the Amazon, on some big river, and we went to what was it called? I won't think
The
of the
Blue
name.
Morpho Butterfly Experience. Was that what it's called?
Yes. No, it wasn't that, but it was called something like Zinkita or Akita. It has Akita at the end. Anyway, we went to a lodge with a shaman who guided us during I did it for my Netflix documentary, Chelsea Does, which was a series I did, and one was called Chelsea Does Drugs. So I just did a bunch of different drugs, and they filmed me, and we went to Peru and did the ayahuasca, which was an incredible experience. They warned me. They were like, listen, a lot of people, if you want to film this, like, you're going to vomit, and a lot of people shit their pants. And I was like, I'm a fucking professional. I'm not going to shit my pants on camera and ruin a great buzz. That's just not going to happen.
Wow.
Did you shit your pants?
No, I didn't shit my pants. I'm
I gotta
experienced.
I gotta believe that if you did shit your pants, that you would have been fairly candid about that.
Yeah, I don't keep anything back. I like to give it all. I like people depend on me for, being honest. So at least I should deliver that much, right?
Yeah.
I'm Scott and I both are recovering alcoholics and drug addicts, and we hear a lot about people going to do ayahuasca as like some function of like getting sober, and it seems counterintuitive to us. But they describe it like going through hell and then working out all of your demons and you come out. Like, what was it like?
It was pretty great. I mean, people do say that. They say you go and then you quit drinking or you quit using. I mean, not everybody. I mean, maybe if that's your intention to do, it can be helpful in that way. But it was just this crazy. It's like you see all these snapshots of your life, but you're not in your life. You're watching it from 30,000 feet above. Like there was all these childhood memories that were real and true, like my dogs from childhood that I wasn't thinking about. But they'd be running on the beach. It would be me and my sister at my parents' summer house, and all we were wearing the bathing suits we wore. So there were scenes that have actually happened, but that are so far in the recessed part of your brains that you're just not even tapping into that stuff. And so you get to kind of see your life. It's like an iPod shuffle of your life, and you're just hearing kind of deep meaning, like spiritual kind of lessons about how to behave. Like mine was about my sister. It was like, be kinder, be gentler to your sister. My sister, I always kind of, bullied because she just wasn't ever as motivated or as ambitious as me. And it was like, your sister's not you and you're not right either. So be kinder and nicer to her, stop trying to get her to be like you. Your life isn't for everyone. And so it had a big impact on me. I haven't done it again because of the vomiting, and the potential shitting. I'm not that drawn to that. But yeah, people love ayahuasca. Everyone's doing it now.
Wow.
It is kind of the thing to do.
Was there a point when you did it and you're like, oh, fuck, what did I do? Or were you like, bring it on as soon as you did it?
No, I was just really, I have a very good reaction to drugs, psychedelics, any sort of I always go in and I just have an open mind. And I think that's the first thing when you're doing those kinds of drugs. If you're fear-based and you're scared shitless, then you're not going to have a great experience. But my shaman did shit his pants actually twice during the ceremony.
Amateur hour.
Yeah, and he did not get up to go to the bathroom or leave the room. So while you watch that, you can see the smell permeating through the room and me in the middle of my trip going, what is that?
Damn.
I want to know between the two of us, which one of us has a stronger urge to do ayahuasca after that description?
You.
Probably me.
Yeah, I've seen you shit yourself, Steve. What are you talking about?
You did it sober. Do you have a favorite
Yes.
psychedelic?
Steve could shit his pants without ayahuasca. He doesn't need that.
I do it all the time. I was talking to my girl, who, by the way, doesn't want me to let on how big of a fan of yours she is. She wants me to play that cool, and she wants you to know that she's a stylist. She's a production designer, a prop stylist, a wardrobe specialist, and she told me that you don't want to have kids. And neither do we. I got a vasectomy. Absolutely, it's our favorite thing. And I tried.
you getting a vasectomy is your favorite thing?
Well, yeah. I made a great bit out of it, which I filmed for my new tour called the Vasectomy Olympics, and it's hump and dump all month long.
Oh, I see. Hump and dump. I got it. That's very, very romantic too, Steve. That's right up your alley.
Wednesday hump and dump night.
Right. So she's really excited that we're talking to you. And I told her that I said, I'm intimidated to talk to Chelsea. I'm going to tell you something else that intimidates me. And I can't believe how hard this is to admit. But I don't get enough greens, man. Veggies, dude. I just feel like, man, I don't want to eat them all the time. But now I've found AG1 from Athletic Greens. And, dude, I was just open-minded to try this. You can have it on a completely empty stomach, which works great. And when I tried it, I'm like, wait a second. This stuff is delicious. So this is what I do every single morning. I go ahead and fill up a cup because I know I gotta hydrate before I start pounding coffee. And I pound it down just to get some water in there. And then scoop in my AG1 right here. And this is gonna take care of my gut. It's gonna give me, in one serving, all of the nutrition, all of the probiotics, all of the vitamins. It's just like a once daily multivitamin that does not destroy my stomach, that tastes great, and gives me all the stuff that I'm not getting enough of. I do this every single morning. And when I'm on tour, I bring my AG1 packets with the Once Daily. Telling you, I think that everybody needs to have this. And if you go to athleticgreens.com/Stevo, you're going to get 5 of these daily travel packets plus an entire year's worth of vitamin D with your first order. I'm telling you, dude, these AG1 packets, they're a lifesaver. So go to athleticgreens.com/Stevo and get yourself 5 free packets, a year's worth of vitamin D with your first order. And just discover this stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's the fountain of youth. Now, let's talk to Chelsea about being intimidated by her. And she said, why? It's because, well, many, many years ago, I was on her show, and she just tore me apart the whole time, was sort of my experience. And, yeah, I remember.
I don't think that's what happened, Steve.
I kind of, I mean, I don't know. I was probably pretty loaded, but I think that's kind of what happened. I felt like, which is great, you know. I mean, I think it was funny. I think you did your job fantastically well, and I think, do you find that people are intimidated by you quite a lot?
Yeah, a lot. Mostly white men are intimidated by me.
We're shitting our pants over here.
Are you guys all shitting your pants right now?
Yeah, we're about
you
to,
fucking
yeah.
should be.
Yeah.
No, I find that, I don't know why strong, confident women can be so intimidating. You know, I think it should be celebrated. You guys should be happy that we're independent and that we're fierce instead of being so scared of us. I mean, I don't want to be intimidating. You know, I'm not setting out to be intimidating. I'm just trying to be myself. So when people say, oh, you're scary or you're intimidating, it's like, well, really? That's a bummer to hear. I get it. But, you know, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to emasculate anyone. I mean, some people I am, but definitely not everybody.
Well, that's comforting. That's comforting.
And not you, Steve-O. I know you need your masculinity, and you are masculine, okay? So from my mouth to God's ears to your lips, or however that fucking goes around.
I don't know that it's a masculinity question. I think it was more of a, you know, like a dirtbag kind of a thing.
What, you felt like a dirtbag on her show?
Kind of. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think I was a dirtbag.
Well, you were like, I was probably loaded. What year was it?
Well, he said that I was promoting Dr. Stevo. That would have been, I was at my worst, and 2007.
Yeah, maybe you're just in your head.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, who knows? But,
Well, what do you remember about it, Chelsea?
I just remember we had a good time. I don't remember any details, you know? I just remember, like when they said, oh, Steve, do you want to do Steve-O's podcast? I go, oh, yeah, I love that guy.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. So your new tour is called Vaccinated and Horny.
That's right.
I love it. I think that's fantastic.
Well, I think a lot of people are feeling that way, right? You know, we've been in this nightmare for 2 years that isn't ending. And it's starting to open up, and we're all able to like go to events. And I really want it to be the reason to bring people back together in a fun fucking way, you know, and be like, okay, let's all make fun of the way we've behaved for the last 2 years. And let's talk about it and have a joyful experience of being together in large crowds and laughing again and togetherness. You know, everyone's so pissed off all the time. So it's a really nice time to be a comedian, I think, and get out there.
Oh man, I'm loving it. And
I kick it off. I kick it off next week in Cincinnati, and then I'm going to cities all across the country for the next 6 months. You can get tickets at chelseahandler.com or Live Nation. But yeah, I'm really, really psyched. It's been fun, and it's going to continue.
Fantastic. And you're doing just full blown arenas?
Well, I don't know if they're not arenas, big theaters. I think 2,000 seats, 3,000 seats. Yeah.
Do you travel around in a tour bus, or do you fly everywhere you go, or what are you feeling?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a tour bus. That's not really my jam. But who knows what the hell's gonna happen? Every time I say I'm not gonna do something, I ended up doing it. But yeah, I fly around everywhere pretty much. You go for a weekend, and then if the cities are close enough, you can drive and stuff. But we fly.
You said you kick off next week. So how many airplanes have you been on since the pandemic shut down?
Oh my God, the airplane situation, the announcements that they have to make at the beginning of flights about passengers keeping their masks above their nose
Right.
and not touching the flight attendants. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like we're living in a real time, like a real live fucking zoo. I mean, flight attendants have to take self-defense classes. I talked to a flight attendant
fucking crazy.
yesterday
Yeah.
who was taking karate classes. And I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? She's like, no, I have to defend myself for people who refuse to put their masks on.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great. They have to announce like, and please don't be an asshole on this flight. Like,
Yeah,
they
it's
shouldn't
like-
have to say
Yeah.
that.
Also, if you're not planning on wearing a mask, like at this point in time, you know that it's a requirement. So if you're going to the airport and intending not to wear a mask, you know that there's a chance you're going to get duct taped to your seat.
Yeah. That video of that dude duct taping the passenger. I mean, it's
Dude,
crazy.
he almost turned into a zombie. He was like flailing.
No, I know.
thrashing.
You look at the videos of people screaming on planes about wearing. It's like they've just heard about wearing masks. You know, like they can't believe.
Yeah, they're like, what?
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, and having that, because I was on this comedy club grind for like 10 years, and it was every week go just Groundhog Day and the whole thing, and Scott's my tour manager, so we would go together. But right before the pandemic shut down, I was on the set of our cool new Jackass 4 movie. It's Jackass Forever. And I got a call from my agent saying, congratulations, we don't have to mess around with any more comedy clubs. You've graduated to theaters. And I'm like, yeah. And then, like, the next week, the movie was shut down. The tour was shut down. Like, it was kind of a bummer, but what happened over the subsequent year and a half, we started the podcast. We got more involved in all these different areas, and the Groundhog's Day was over. It was all like fun, new, exciting new things. And now that we're back to flying and touring, airports are like 10,000 times more annoying, and you have to wear a mask. So, dude, we like one weekend we were begging for a tour bus.
Oh no, I know what you mean. It's like the most I mean, I'm like, listen, if it's under 4 hours, drive us from one city to the next, because even when you are on a plane and there's all this protocol now, right, about cleaning the planes in between flights because of COVID. Yet for some reason they're more disgusting than ever. Like if you look under your seat or you look in between your armrest and the window and look down, it's like, somebody had a wafer party 3 months ago that still hasn't been addressed. So there's not enough sanitation in the world. And yeah, planes are definitely. Also, COVID revealed to us just how dirty we all are and how easily germs spread. I guess we could have figured that out on our own. But for a lot of us, I was like, oh, God, I didn't know we were all spreading disease like that. So now when you're on a plane and you see germs and you see crumbs, you're just like, ugh.
Not
it's always good. It's always good, you guys, just to wear a sanitary napkin.
In a diaper.
And in a lot of ways, I pride myself on being a dirtbag. That's right. I think the key to keeping your immune system on its toes is to expose yourself to as many germs as possible. And you know what else is really good for you? Water. Who knew, man? The stuff keeps you alive. And maybe you're the kind of person who drinks a lot of soda or diet soda. You know what? That's my dad. And if you switch to Liquid Death sparkling water like my dad did, you're going to be a lot healthier. Probably lose a bunch of weight. And I just subscribe to drinking this stuff all the time because the more water I drink, the healthier I am. And how about that, man? I feel cool holding this rad tall boy, whether it's my sparkling water or my still mountain water. It's just a great company that's saving the world. How? Well, let me tell you that plastic is no longer recyclable. I mean, it's destroying the world, plastic. And that's why this stuff is called Liquid Death, because they're trying to bring death to plastic. These tall boys are infinitely recyclable. Plus, 10% of the profits this company make go to helping rid the world of plastic. Man, come on, this company's great. Water's really good for you. And if you go to liquiddeath.com/Stevo, you get all free shipping on every order of water and merch. and their merch is super dope. So come on, man, support the podcast, support this awesome company, and get on over to liquiddeath.com/Stevo for free shipping on all your orders of water and merch. Yeah, dude. Now let's talk more about being a scumbag. I'm the antithesis of a germaphobe. I make a point of guzzling tap water in every country I've ever go to. The only continent I've not guzzled tap water in is Antarctica because I've never been there.
And they don't have it.
And
It's frozen.
their water's fucking pretty pure, I think, anyway.
Yeah, Antarctica seems like they probably might have the best water. How did that work out for you in Mexico?
Mexico, easy.
Oh, really?
In Kenya, I got a little bit sick.
And what about where's
India.
India? Have you had tap water in India?
I think I got through India, no problem.
Wow,
And
that's
Indonesia?
pretty impressive. You
and
must have some.
Yeah. I've been to, what am I up to, 57 countries?
You drinking them in every 57
You
countries?
bet.
In Peru, you drank toilet water.
Jesus,
Yeah,
dude.
in Peru, I scooped a mug into the toilet and drank it.
If anybody can get away with that, Steve, it's definitely you. So thank you for taking one for the entire team.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And meanwhile, I'm doing a meet and greet with Steve and washing my hands 6 times throughout the whole thing, wearing a mask, and he's just like ordering more nachos, not washing his hands, licking his fingers to get the sauce off of it. And I'm sick more than he is. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Steve, well, obviously he's gotten so many germs in his system that he can fight off anything. Steve, did you get COVID?
Not that I was aware of, but at one point I randomly got an antibodies test, which turned up positive. So,
You're probably patient number 1 and you don't even know it.
India tap water.
yeah, I mean, I don't know because I'm in bed with my girl every single night. She didn't have the antibodies. I'm with him every day. He didn't have the antibodies. Paul's my editor. We're shoulder to shoulder in the edit bay constantly, and he didn't have the antibodies. I think I developed the antibodies I'm a mutant. I don't know.
Are you,
Yeah.
Chelsea, you're in LA, right?
Yeah, well, right now I'm in Albany, so don't be too jealous. But yes, I live in LA.
The craziest thing, because I grew up in LA, and you know the LA River is not really a river. It's like that wash that washes through.
Like a sewer.
It's like a
it's
sewer.
like a drought.
Steve,
It was
Steve
there's
fell
not a lot
into
of water in there.
Steve fell into it surfing, and he swallowed a couple huge gulps of water. And that's the craziest thing I've ever seen happen.
Surfing the LA River.
Yeah.
It's a stretch to call that surfing, but in any case, I've been very deliberate.
It was more like boogie boarding, Steve.
Yeah, for sure. I think your immune system is like a muscle, and you want to work it out to keep it strong. And so that's what I do is I welcome germs, and as a result, I think I've become pretty bulletproof.
Yeah, it sounds like you've beat the system. So way to go.
Yeah. So there's so much fun and exciting stuff to talk to you about. Like you're very outspoken about political stuff. You don't shy away from it.
Well, I feel like if you don't fucking say something, then you're just a big pussy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I feel like if you don't have strong opinions about stuff and you don't stand up for what you believe in, then what's the point?
Exactly. I think that there is a contingent of the population that has a valid point when they say they don't really want to hear like a lot of celebrities weighing in on politics and morality. But I think you've earned yourself an exception seat to that rule. I think that when you speak up that it is valid, that it is worth listening to.
Well, I appreciate that. And I also think, when people say that, it's like, what because I'm successful, I don't get to weigh in on that because I pay taxes. I you know what I mean? Like, just because you're a celebrity and you make a good living doesn't mean that precludes you or excludes you from having a political opinion. I'm a voter. I get to express my views just like any other fucking person. So Anybody who says we don't want to hear from celebrities or tells LeBron James to shut up and dribble is an idiot too. It's not like we're not members of society. We just have bigger platforms, so it becomes a little bit louder. So yes, I don't ever feel anything regretful about, sounding off.
I love it. I shove shit up my ass for a living, and I have an opinion too. I pay taxes. Any fucking asshole can become a parent? I mean, you got to get a license to catch a fish. You got to get a license to do anything, but you don't have to get a license to become a parent. Can we like maybe put something in place to prevent fuck faces from having kids?
Yeah, it would be great if men had to get vasectomies and then undo them when they were ready to have a child.
Correct.
Because then that process would be, a big barrier of entry. Like you did, perfect
Right.
poster child. You could do an ad for vasectomies. And then, if you haven't already, which you probably have, and then when they are really serious and men decide, yeah, you know what, I do want to have a child, then they can reverse that vasectomy
Right.
and go for it.
Get a circumcision and a vasectomy when you're born.
I think so. And I'll take it one step further, because the vasectomy, all they're doing is cutting the tube which delivers the sperm from the balls to the wiener. They disrupt that delivery. And then after you cut that tube, you don't have to put the tube back together. You don't have to reverse the vasectomy. All you have to do is extract the semen from the balls. It's still being produced in the balls. It's just not coming out the wiener. And that does mean that you have to get a needle injected into your balls, which is definitely not going to be the most comfortable thing, which reserves parenthood for people who really want it.
Exactly.
You have
You
to
should.
be-
I agree with you. You should work really extra fucking hard if you want a baby. You don't just get to have sex and be like, "Oh, I didn't want to be a father." It's like, well, why don't you decide when you want to be a father, and then you can go through all those
Exactly.
motions you mentioned.
Yeah, and women, like, childbirth is the most like painful fucking thing ever. Like, and guys just skate by, and guys should have to have a big ass needle in their balls, if they want to have kids.
Yeah, I mean, balls are. Yeah, I think balls are ripe for being poked.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. And so your nudity is great.
Nice transition.
Just gonna say,
Very
like,
smooth.
well, yeah, we
Free
were
the nipple.
we were Googling you. I loved you. You mentioned that you vote, and with your "I voted" stickers on your nipples, that was great.
Yeah, well, I take voting and my nipples very seriously. But I like to do an annual ski video each year on my birthday, where I have a place in Whistler, Canada, because I love to ski. So I go there for winter, and then I, like a white person, I winter in Whistler, and I like to, on my birthday, ski down the mountain topless and with a margarita and a joint, just to remind women that they have choices to make in life. And if you make the right ones, you can do what I do.
I love it. I love it.
With freeing the female nipple, like, where is the opposition? Because most men are like, yeah, walk around topless for sure, and most women are like,
Fucking
why can't I
question.
walk around topless? Like, who's against
Yeah.
it? I don't even know.
And why can gross men walk around topless? They're not even, their breasts can't even feed we can feed a human being.
Right, you have
We
these
can,
magical things, yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for
we
it.
should be celebrating that, and instead we have to see fat fucks walking around with their shirts off, running through the city. It's like, I want to run around with my shirt off. Well, I don't, because it's painful, but I want to walk around with my shirt off. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Some of these men have bigger tits than women, and they're
I
fine.
know, and those
I
are
don't know.
disgusting.
I couldn't agree more. I had a bit that I really am proud of, where I decided, since women can paint their boobs and walk around as if like nothing's wrong, then I should be able to paint my dick and do whatever I want.
Well, I mean, you're getting ahead of yourself, because women painting their boobs that's okay in like San Francisco and another city. It's still not a universal thing. So I think you have to, out of respect for women, Steve, wait until we're able to all just be painted topless and whatever, and then you can introduce your balls to the situation.
I couldn't wait. I went ahead and did it, and it was pretty
Right
awesome.
now?
Well, no, it was
Yeah, he's
pretty
getting his
awesome.
pants on.
Yeah, I made a hardcore cyclist suit with my spandex shirt and like the helmet and the bike and everything, but we just painted on the shorts. And then I went riding the bicycle around and crashing it in front of random dudes on the sidewalk, so that they would see me crash and come over and reach their hand out to help me up and find my schlong.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's a great system that you put into place. Were they able to grip that as like a handlebar?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome until we were pretty careful to avoid women and children. You know, like we scouted. I was in the car, and it was just the bike was on a rack, and I would jump out and grab the bike. But at one point, I got out of the car to grab the bike, and there was like a whole little kid soccer team getting out of a van or something right next to us, and I'm just like, okay, guys, we're gonna wrap this one early.
Yeah, it's tricky when there are kids around, right? That's
Yeah.
always a buzzkill.
You know what else too? We filmed that bit like the very week that Louis C.K. had his bad week.
Oh yeah, when we found out he was masturbating in front of random people.
It was a rough time to be breaking out your dog in public.
Yeah.
But hey, man, you know that's me.
Yeah, that's you exactly.
Yeah. So, dude, I was on Joe Coy's podcast just like a week or two ago.
You were?
Yeah, and so I. Can,
Oh my.
Yeah, and I know that I'm not trying to like say anything that we haven't seen on TMZ. Like, and I just want to tell you that the joy you've expressed for your new relationship, I completely understand, because Joe Coy and I would say, fell in love with each other. Just like
Joe, come here.
rad.
I'm on Steve-O's podcast. He said he was on your podcast a couple weeks ago. Come say hi.
He's
Oh,
like,
wow.
He's like, who?
I just got done servicing him. Hold on one second.
Yeah, dude.
Oh wait.
How you doing, bro?
Steve-O.
Dude, I just told Chelsea that you and I fell in love with each other a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. Steve-O, you're brilliant, man.
Dude,
I love you.
What a rad time. And I just can't speak highly enough of you. And I told Chelsea that I completely understand why she has expressed so much joy for her new relationship with you.
Oh,
It makes,
you're the best, man.
makes perfect sense to me. Now, since I have you together, I saw it.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Got him.
That's how you set him up, huh? That's the lob?
Okay.
That's the lob, huh?
Don't
Okay.
go just yet now, Joe.
I saw you on TMZ yesterday. They asked you guys both which of you is funnier, and you
Yeah.
were very gentlemanly. You jumped up very quickly to say Chelsea is funnier.
Oh, but that's the truth, though. She is.
Okay, well, I submit to
funnier?
you that comedy is very subjective, so that's a matter
Yeah.
of opinion. Some people are going to think you're funnier. Okay.
Yeah, well, obviously, Steve, you fucking do because you're bringing this up.
He's on his nuts.
Right, but what is not subjective is numbers. So which one of you is richer?
Yeah, we have to bring it. We have to compare our bank accounts.
Yeah, yeah,
We haven't
yeah.
done that yet.
I mean-
it's a new relationship, so we really haven't done that kind of. We don't have spreadsheet information yet.
If you were to believe celebrity net worth stuff, which is just so like hilariously wrong, like 98% of the time, then Chelsea is considerably more wealthy. But
Okay, since it went from jokes to money. Hey, man.
Right, that's
hey,
what-
this is Steve. Steve was like, I know who's funnier. It's the person with the most money.
well, I mean, but Joe, I think they're super light on you, man. I think that they've really grossly underestimated you.
Yeah.
They haven't seen where you're going. If you're comparing the size of venues that you guys are going to on tour, then Joe's got it by a mile.
Yeah, he is playing bigger venues, that's for sure. Yeah, he is. And that's why he's working this weekend, so he can start saving money so he can have as much as I do.
Stack up for that big comparison.
Yeah, and now I gotta say, I think I'm visibly blushing. I'm embarrassed for having put you guys through that, and I'm gonna stop. I had such a wonderful time with you, Joe, and I want.
Where's your dog? Chelsea wants to see your dog.
Here.
Yeah, look.
Oh, I didn't see her. Oh, she's the best.
Yeah, dude. I don't do
Right.
much without Wendy. Wendy from Peru. And you know, you said that it was sad that there are dogs everywhere in Peru, but I judge countries. I judge them based on the situation that I see the street dogs in. And they're doing pretty well for themselves in Peru.
Are they?
Right.
Then why did you take Wendy?
Because I loved her. I wasn't trying to help her. I found myself extremely needy for her. Like it was a purely selfish move. She's so wonderful.
Well, it seems like you guys have a very strong connection from the way her head is in your lap,
Yeah, yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
licking your tattooed balls.
Okay,
He
babe.
was talking about that earlier.
Oh.
Painted balls.
Yeah, with the whole bit. So yeah, man, like, how much are you guys gonna be able to see each other if you're both on separate tours?
I'll fly to her when she's off. Well, I'll fly to her when I'm off, and she'll do the same.
We're here right now for his weekend. He's performing all weekend, so we're doing that. And then I start back up next weekend, and then we're both on tour for the foreseeable future. So Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are our days.
Nice.
Dude, epic. And what's your position on airports, Joe?
What again?
Your position on airports. Chelsea doesn't seem phased by. We're over here begging for tour buses.
Yeah, Steve hates him.
Joe loves his. Joe's on a tour bus too. We flew into New York, but then we took the tour bus up to Albany.
Yeah.
Joe loves taking buses.
I love it.
Loves
Dude,
it.
yeah, I mean, I like getting harassed like every 3 feet in an airport while you're wearing a mask, so that,
But we
awful.
do a different type of service though, where they walk you right to the back. You don't do that, Steve.
that
Why are you going through general population, Steve?
Dude, so you're a concierge key?
What a good move for you to do, Steve, at an airport is wear your mask, wear your glasses. They'll fog up, and then you can act like you can't see anything.
Yeah.
We tried that one time. We went to Comic-Con, and he was like, I'm going to dress up like a stormtrooper. And he went in there like dressed like a stormtrooper, and 5,000 people wanted to take photos with the stormtrooper. Everywhere we went, we stopped and took photos with the stormtrooper.
Oh man, so great. Okay, my girl told me that and I heard about the whole dynamic with Joe on your Chelsea Lately show, and Joe is supposed to be the sidekick, but he said, "Oh, I don't want to be the sidekick," and you went off on him. You blew it, like.
By the way, I don't remember that story at all. That's a story that he tells that I
Right.
have no recollection of. I don't remember ever asking you to be my sidekick on that show.
Nice.
So that's one of the figments of your imagination.
Well, that's gonna really fuck my story.
Yeah.
Right. But, and the story goes on that you
Hey, let's
really.
remember. Hey, let's just put it this way, Steve. There's a lot of things in her past that she doesn't remember.
Yeah.
All right. So let's not blame that on memory. Let's just
Right.
blame that on
Okay.
social.
Right.
I've forgotten more than some of you will ever remember. Let's put it that way.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. But I trust my girl. My girl said that Joe was very regular on your show, and that you were particularly harsh to Joe out of anybody on the show. That you would really tear him apart, make fun of him the whole time. And I thought that was interesting. It's like when we're kids, like we're really mean to the person that we like.
Hey, Steve. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I've been saying.
Yeah,
Right.
we call it
So basically, what you're saying is she had a crush on me
yeah.
during the show.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it was
That's what
a
I've been saying.
I think it was.
She doesn't remember.
Yeah, is it true, Chelsea? Do you
She doesn't
remember?
remember.
I don't even remember that I did a show called Chelsea Lately.
She saw it in an ayahuasca trip, and that's it.
I just pressed reset when I did ayahuasca, and everything started from there.
It was an iPod shuffle memory that just went in the trash.
Yeah.
I spoke my first words in Portuguese because after being born in England, I moved to Brazil when I was 6 months old. And then I spoke Spanish when I was 2, and then I moved to America when I was 4. Learned 3 languages by the age of 3, forgot 2 of them completely by the age of 5. But when I was in summer camp at 11 years old, they said I was speaking Portuguese in my sleep.
Wow.
So everything that ever happens is very much in there. We don't necessarily have access to it, but it makes sense to me that when you do the ayahuasca trip, that you like get access to all of these details, which you would never otherwise ever.
Yeah, you'd be speaking fluent in all 3 languages probably.
Great. I mean, what an honor, and I can't even believe this. You guys, I'm reasonably sure, have blessed us with like crazy stories picked up by this or that. I mean, wow. I mean, just making our podcast a big deal. And speaking of them, Chelsea.
Is this where I think this is the first time you and I have done anything? Is with Steve-O.
Other than the TMZ people catching you, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Joe called ahead to make sure that they were outside.
Called Charlie.
Yeah.
He loves TMZ. He
Yeah.
loves it. He can't get enough of that shit.
Yeah, let them know.
I
great.
love that so much. But you've got your new podcast. Season 2 is going to be starting up soon. Let's promote that. Let's promote.
Oh yeah,
Joe's-
Dear Chelsea, season 2 premieres next week or the week after. Yeah, that's fun. I give lots of I give a lot of solicited advice. Since I spent my whole career giving unsolicited advice, I figured why not have people ask me real questions, and then I can just guide them through life, with a little extra oomph. Some people just need a little shove in the right direction, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. For sure, I couldn't agree more. So Dear Chelsea is the podcast. Get
And
ready
then
for
what's
it
your
next week.
podcast, Honey Bunny?
The Koi Pond.
The Koi Pond.
The Koi Pond.
Get
Absolutely, and we're done being coy.
it? Yeah, we are.
We're
I'm
done.
glad we came out on Steve-O's podcast.
It's an exclusive.
Yeah. Oh my
I was
God.
actually going to do this. I was actually going to come out and tell the world about this dressed up as a stormtrooper. But that won't fucking work either.
Right. Oh, it's fantastic. And so, tickets for both of you, it's joecoy.com for tickets
Yeah.
to your tour, chelseahandler.com for tickets to your tour. Your Instagram handles, all the social media are just your names.
Yeah.
There you go. So let's follow you guys on social media. Let's get tickets to your tours. Let's listen to your podcasts, and let's make sure that we have all 5 of Chelsea's best-selling books.
Yeah.
I think it's 6, Steve, okay?
Oh yeah, 6.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's 6.
You're worried about number 2.
That's seis in Spanish.
Oh, yeah, that's seis.
Yeah.
There you
Dude,
go. I think that's even in Portuguese.
it's amazing. I love you guys both. I love you together. I admire you. I respect you. I'm honored to know you. And thank you so much for this wonderful time with you.
Aw, thanks, guys. Nice seeing you.
Yeah,
Love you,
dudes.
Steve-O.
For sure.
Bye,
Love
guys.
you too,
See
man.
ya.
Right
Bye.
on,
This
guys.
is awesome.
Guys,
Thank you.
bye.
Amazing. How about that, dudes? I'm telling you, Chelsea Handler, she's amazing. My girl loves her. And I'll tell you a little secret. My girl is going to be on the podcast. It's a big deal. We've taken our relationship to. Yeah, no, man. Thank you, guys. It's crazy, dude. It's a wild ride. We're still going. We're still riding. It's awesome. Thank you for being here. I love you.